No more amazement. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done.
Oh, woe today.
No harm. I have done nothing but in care of thee, my dear one, thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art not knowing of whence I am, nor that I am more better than Prospero, master of a full, poor cell, and thine, O greater father.
More to know to never meddle with my thoughts.
'Tis time I should inform thee further. Lend thy hand and pluck my magic garment from me so. Lie there, my art. Wipe thou thine eyes. Have comfort. The very direful spectacle of the wreck which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee, I have with such provision in mine art, so safely ordered that there was no soul, no, not so much a hair betid to any creature on the vessel, which thou heardest cry, which thou sawest sink, sit down, for thou shalt now know further.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped, and left me to a bootless inquisition, concluding stay, not yet.
The very minute has come, the very minute that we ope thine ear obey, and be attentive. Canst thou remember a time before we came into this cell? I do not think thou canst, for then thou was not out 3 years old.
Certainly, sir, I can.
By what? By any other house or person, anything, the image, tell me what hath kept with thy remembrance.
'Tis far off, and rather like a dream than an assurance which my remembrance forms. Have I not 4 or 5 women once that tinted me?
Thou hast, and more, Miranda. But how does this live in thy mind? What seest thou else in the dark, backward an abyss of time? If thou rememberest aught ere thou camest here, how thou camest here, thou mayst.
That I do not.
12 years since, Miranda, 12 years since, thy father was a Duke of Meland and a prince of power.
Sir, are not you my father?
Thy mother was a piece of virtue, and she said thou wast my daughter. And thy father was Duke of Meland, and his only heir, a princess, no worse issue.
Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we that we came from thence? Or blessed us we did?
Both, my girl, by foul play as thou sayest, were we heaved thence, and blessedly hulked hither.
My heart bleeds to think of the team that I turned you to, which is from my remembrance. Please, you farther.
My brother, thy uncle called Antonio, I pray thee mark me. That a brother should be so perfidious. He who next thyself of all the world I loved, and to him the manage of my estate, which at that time to all seniorities, he was the first, and Prospero, the prime duke, being so reputed in dignity, and in the liberal arts without a parallel. These being all my studies, I cast the government upon my brother, and to my state stranger, being transported and wrapped in secret studies. Dost thou attend me?
Sir, most chiefly.
I pray thee mark me. I, thus neglecting all worldly ends, all dedicated to the closeness and bettering of my mind, with that which but by being so retired, oh well, Christ, all popular race in my brother, did awaken an evil nature. And my trust, like a good parent, did beget him a falsehood as great in contrast as my trust was, which indeed had no limit. Confidence stands bound, he being thus lauded with not only what my revenue yielded, but my power might else exact, like one into telling truth by telling off, made such a sinner of his memory. To credit his own lie, he did indeed believe he was the Duke, out the substitution in executing the outward face of royalty, with all prerogative hence his ambitions growing. Dost thou hear?
Your tale, sir, procured deafness.
Have we a screen between the part he played and him he played it for? His needs will be absolute to Meland. Me, poor man, my library was dukedom large enough of temporal royalties. He thinks me now incapable, confederate, so dry for sway he was with King of Naples, to give him annual tribute, to do him homage, to subject his coronet to his crown, and bend the dukedom yet unbowed. Alas, poor Meland, to most ignoble stooping.
Oh, the heavens.
Mark his condition, and the event, and tell me if this might be a brother.
I should send to think, but nobly is my grandmother. Good wounds have borne bad songs.
Now the condition. This king of Naples, being an enemy to me in verdict, hearkens my brother's suit, with that in lieu of premise of homage, and I know not how much tribute, should extirpate me and mine, and confer fair Meland with all honors on my brother, whereon a a treacherous army levied one midnight, did Antonio open the gates of Milan. And in the dead of darkness, the ministers heard thence me and thy crying son.
Alack for pity. I not remembering how I cried out them will cry o'er again. It is a hint that brings mine eyes to it.
Here a little further, and I'll bring thee to the present business, with now upon which this story were most impertinent.
Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
Well demanded, wench. My tale provokes that very question, yet they durst not. So deep the love my people bore for me, nor set a mark so bloody on the business. But colors fairer painted foul ends, and few. They hurried us aboard a bark, bore us some leagues to sea where they prepared a rotten carcass of a butt, not rig nor mast nor tackle sail. The very rats instinctively quit it. There they hoist us to cry to the sea that roared to us, to sigh to the winds whose pity sighing back again did us but love more.
Alack, what trouble was I then to you?
Oh, a cherubim, thou didst preserve me, thou didst smile, infused with a fortitude from heaven, when I had decked the seas with drops full salt, and underneath my birth and groaned, there rose in me an undergoing stomach to bear up to what should ensue.
How came we ashore?
By providence divine, some food and fresh water we had for a noble Neapolitan Gonzalo, whom out of his charity, being master of this design, did give us rich garments, linen, stuffs, necessities, things that upsetted us much. And of his gentleness, knowing that I loved my books, he furnished me from mine own library with volumes I prized above my dukedom.
But I might but ever meet that man.
Now I rise, sit still, and hear the last of our sea sorrows. Here on this island did we arrive, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more prophet than any other princess, with more hours for vain hours and tutors not so careful.
Heavens, thank you for it. And now, for still 'tis beating in my mind, your reason for raising the sea storm.
Know thus far forth, by accidents most strange, bountiful fortune, my lady, hath mine enemies come to this here shore. Here cease more questions, thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness, and give it way. I know thou canst not choose. Come away, my Ariel, come. I am ready now.
All hail, great master. Grave sir,
Hail, I come to answer thy best pleasure.
be to fly,
To swim, to dive into the fire.
to ride on the curled cloud,
To thy strong bidding task,
Ariel
and all his quality.
Hast thou, Ariel, performed to the point the Tempest I bade thee?
To every article,
I boarded the king's ship, now on the beach,
now in the waves,
the deck, in every
I
cabin,
flamed amazement.
sometime I divide,
and burned in many places.
on the topmast,
the yards, and boats,
but I flame distinctly,
then meet and join Jove's lightning, the precursors of the dreadful thunderclap,
more momentary in sight outrunning
the
renown,
fire and cracks of sulphurous roaring. The most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege,
and make his bold waves tremble.
yea, his dread trident shake.
Why, that's my brave spirit, who was so firm, so constant, that no coil could infect his reason.
Not a soul but felt a fever of the mad.
and played some tricks of desperation.
All but mariners plunged into the foaming brine and quit the vessel.
Then all afire with me.
The king's son, Ferdinand,
with hair
But
upstairs.
my grief's not hair.
was the first one who leaped and cried,
Hell is empty and all the devils are here!
Why, that's my spirit! Ha! But was this not on our shore?
Close by, my master.
But are they ever safe?
Not a hair perished.
on their sustaining garments not a blemish, but fresher than before.
And as thou badest me, in troops I have dispersed them about the isle.
The king's son have I landed by himself, whom I left cooling of the air with sighs in an odd angle of the isle, and sitting his arms in this sad knot.
The king's ship, the mariners, say how thou hast disposed all the rest of the fleet.
Safely in harbor is the king's ship, and that same deep nook where once thou calledst me up at midnight to fetch dew from the Stillbeck's vermouths. There she saved.
The mariners all under hatches stowed, who, with a charm joined to their suffered labor, I had left asleep.
And for the rest of the fleet which I dispersed, they all have met again and are upon the Mediterranean float bound sadly home for Naples, supposing that they saw the king's ship wrecked and his great person perish.
This was well done, my bird. But there is more work to do. What time of the day?
Past the mid-season.
At least 2 glasses. The time for 6 now must be by us spent most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed me.
How now, Moody? What is it thou canst demand?
My liberty?
Before the time be out no more.
I prithee, remember I have done thee worthy
Told
service.
thee no
Made thee
lies.
serve thee at or grudge
Thou
or
didst
nothing.
promise to make me a full year.
Dost thou forget what torment I did free thee? No, thou hast, and think it much to tread the ooze of the salt deep, to run upon the sharp winds of the north, to do me business in the veins of the earth when it is baked with frost.
I do not, sir.
Thou liest, malignant thing. Hast thou forgot the foul witch Sycorax, whom with age and envy was rolled into a hoop? Hast thou forgot her?
No, sir.
Thou hast. Speak, tell me where she born.
Sir, in Algiers.
Was she so? I must recount once in a month what thou hast been, what thou forgetst. This damned witch Sycorax, whose mischiefs manyfold and sorceries too terrible to enter human hearing from Algiers. Thou knowest, was banished. For one thing she did, they would not take her life. Is this not true?
Aye, sir.
This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and by the sailors left on this island. Thou, my slave, as thou reports thyself, was then her servant, and being a spirit too delicate to enact her earthly and abhorred command, she did confine thee into a cloven pine, where thou dost painfully remain in prison 12 years, in which space she died, and left thee there to vent thy groans as fast as steel mills strike. Then on this island, save for the sun, she did litter here, freckled blood had born, not honor but the human shape.
Yes, Caliban, her son.
Dull thing I say so, this Caliban whom now I keep in service. Thou best knowest what a torment I did find thee. Thy groans did make wolves howl and penetrate the breast of ever angry bears. It was a torment to lay upon the damned, which Sycorax could not undo again. It was mine art that made gape the pine and let thee out.
I thank thee, master.
If thou rememberest, I will render an oak and peg thee in his naughty entrails till thou hast held away 12 winters.
Pardon, master.
I will be correspondent to command and do my spiriting gently.
Do so, and within 2 days I will discharge thee.
That's my noble master. What shall I do?
Say what?
What shall I do?
Go, make thyself a nymph of the sea, subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to every eyeball else. Go, take this shape and come hither in it. Go, with diligence. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well. Awake!
Strangeness of your story, but heaviness.
Come on, shake it off. We'll visit Caliban, my slave, who never yields us kind errands.
'Tis a villain, sir. I do not love to look on.
But as 'tis, we cannot miss him. He does make our fires, fetch in our wood, and serves in offices that profit us. What ho, slave Caliban? Now art thou speak?
There's wood enough within.
Come forth, I say, there's other business for thee. Come, thou tortoise, when? Fine apparition, my quaint Ariel, hark in thine ear.
My lord, it shall be done.
Thou poisonous slave, got by the devil himself upon thy wicked dame, come forth.
As wicked doers ere my mother brushed with raven's feather from unwholesome bed, drop on you both.
A southwest blow on ye and blister you all o'er.
For this thou shalt have cramps, side stitches shall pinch thy breath up, urchin shall forth at vast of night work all exercise on thee. Thou shalt be pinched as thick as honeycombs, each pinch more stinging than the bees that make them.
I must eat my dinner.
This island's mine,
By Sycorax, my mother.
which thou takest from me.
When thou camest first, thou strokest me, and made much of me, was give me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the bigger light and how the less that burn by day and night. And then I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle, the fresh springs, brine pits, barren place, and fertile.
Curse it be I that did so! All the charms of Sycorax
move not to kindness. I use thee, filth as thou art, with human care, lodge thee in mine own cell till thou dost to violate the honor of my child.
Oh, ho, ho, ho! What had been done? Thou didst prevent me. I had peopled else this isle with Caliban.
A hard slave, which any prince of goodness would not take, being capable of all ill. I pity thee. Took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or other. When thou didst not, savage, no final meaning, but with diabolic, a thing was brutish. I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known. But thy vile race, though thou didst learn, has that in it which good natures could not abide to be with. Therefore, was thou deservedly confined into this rock, who has deserved more than a prison. You taught me language, and my profit on't is I know how to curse. The red plague rid you for learning your language.
Catch thee hence, fetch us in fuel, and be quick, thou best to answer other business. Shruggest thou malice, if thou neglects, or dost unwillingly what I command, I'll rack thee with old cramps, fill thy bones with aches, make thee roar, that beast shall tremble at thy din.
No, pray thee, I must obey.
His art is of such power it would control my damned god Setebos and make a vassal of him.
So slave hence.
Come unto these yellow sands and then take hands. Curtsy when you have and kiss the wild waves whist. Footed feebly here and there, and sweet sprites the burden bear. Hark, hark.
Where should this music be, in the air or the earth? It sounds no more, and sure it waits upon some god of the island. Sitting on a bank, weeping again, the king my father's wreck, this music crept by me, upon the waters, allaying both their fury and my passion with its sweet air. Thence I have followed it, or it hath drawn me rather, but 'tis gone.
Full fathom five
No, it
thy
begins again.
father lies. All these bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were his eyes. Nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer as he changed into something rich and strange. Seen him sourly ring his knell.
This ditty does remember my drowned father. This is no mortal business, nor no sound that the earth owes. I hear it now above me.
The fringed curtain of thine eyes advance and say what thou seest yon.
What is it? A spirit? Lord, how it looks about. Believe me, sir, it carries a brave form, but 'tis a spirit.
Knowledge, it eats and sleeps and has such senses as we have such. This galleon which thou seest was in wreck, but he is somewhat stained with grief that's beauty's canker. Thou mightst call him a goodly person. He has lost his fellows and strays about to find them.
I could call him a thing divine. Would not be natural either, saw so noble.
It goes all I see as my soul prompts it. Spirit, fine spirit, I'll set thee free for this.
Most sure the goddess on whom these airs attend. Vouchsafe my fair may know if you remain upon this island, and that you will some good instruction give how I may bear me here. My prime request, which I do last pronounce, is... Oh, you wonder. If you be maid or no?
No wonder, sir, but certainly indeed.
My language, heavens! I am the best of them that speak this speech were I but where 'tis spoken.
How best? What work did the King of Naples serve thee?
A single thing as I am now that wonders to hear you speak of Naples. He does hear me, and that he does I weep. Myself and Naples, who with mine eyes never since at ebb beheld the king my father wrecked.
Lack for mercy.
Yes, faith, and all his lords, the Duke of Milan and his brave son being twain.
The Duke of Milan and his more braver daughter to control thee for fit to do it. I'll set thee free for this. A word, good sir. I fear you have done yourself some wrong. A word.
Why speaks my father so ungently? 'Tis the third man that e'er I saw, the first that e'er I sighed for. Did he move my father?
you the fresh broken muscles, withered roots and husks, where the acorn cradles? Follow.
No, I will resist such entertainment till mine enemy has more power.
Oh, dear father, make not too rash a trial of him. He's gentle and not fearful.
I say, my foot by Troy, put thy sword up, traitor, that makes you show but durst not strike. Thy conscience is so possessed with guilt. Come from thy ward, I can here disarm thee with the stick and make thy weapon drop.
Beseech you, father.
Put your note on my garments.
Sir, have pity, I'll be assured.
Silence. One word more shall make me chide thee, if not hate thee. What? An advocate for an impostor? Hush. Thou thinkst that there are no more such shapes as he, having seen but him and Caliban. Foolish wench! To the most of men, this is a Caliban, and they to him are angels.
My affections are then most humble. They've no missions to see a goodlier man.
Come on, obey. Thy nerves are in thine infancy again, and have no vigor in them.
So they are. My spirits, as in a dream, are all bound up. My father's loss, the weakness which I feel, the wreck of all my friends, nor this man's threats, to whom I am subdued, are but light to me. Might I but through my prison once a day behold this maid. All corners else of the earth, let liberty make use of, space enough have I in such a prison.
It works. Come on. Thou hast done well, fine Ariel. Follow. Hark what thou else shalt do.
Be of comfort. My father is of a better nature, sir, than he appears by speech. This is unwanting which not came from him.
Thou shalt be as free as mountain winds, but do all points of my command.
To the syllable.
Come, follow, speak not for him.
Beseech you, sir, be merry. You have cause, so have we all of joy, for our escape is much beyond our loss. Our hint of woe is common. Every day some sailor's wife, the masters of some merchant, and the merchant have just our theme of woe. But for the miracle, our preservation, few in millions can speak like us. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
I prithee, peace. Yours seems comfort like cold porridge.
The visitor will not give him more so.
Look, he's winding up the watch of his wit, by and by it will strike.
Sir,
One, tell.
when every grief is entertained that's offered comes to the entertainer,
$1.
Dolor comes to him indeed. You have spoken truer than you purpose.
Oh, you've taken it wiselier than I meant you should.
Therefore, my lord,
Why, what a spendthrift is he of his tongue?
I prithee, spare.
well, I have done. But yet,
You will be talking.
Which of he or Adrian for a good wager first begins to crow?
The old cock.
The cockerel.
Done, the wager.
The laughter.
A match.
though this island seems to be a desert,
Oh, so you're paid.
uninhabitable and almost inaccessible.
Yet.
Yeah, could not miss it.
It must needs be of subtle, tender, and delicate temperance.
Temperance was a delicate wench.
I had a subtle and most learnedly delivered.
The air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
As if it had lungs and rotten lungs.
Words were perfumed by a fen.
Here is everything advantageous to life.
True save means to live.
Of that there's none or little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks. How green!
The ground indeed is tawny.
Oh, with an eye of green in it.
He misses not much.
No, he doth but mistake the truth totally.
But the rarity of it is, which is indeed almost beyond credit,
As most vouched rarities are.
is that our garments, being as they were drenched in the sea, hold, notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, being rather new dyed than stained with salt water.
If but one of his pockets could speak, would it not say he lies?
I very falsely pocket up his report.
Methinks our garments are now as fresh as when we put them on first in Africa at the marriage of the king's fair daughter Claribel to the king of Tunis.
It was a sweet marriage, and we prosper well in our return.
Tunis was ever graced with just a paragon to their queen, not since widow Dido's time.
Widow, upon that, how can that widow lady? Widow Dido.
What if you had said widower Aeneas, too? Good Lord, how you take it.
Widow Dido? You make me study of that. She wasn't Carthage, not Tunis. This Tunis, sir, was Carthage. Carthage? I assure you, Carthage.
His word is more than the miraculous harp.
He hath raised the wall in the houses, too.
What impossible matter will he make easy
Oh, I
next?
think he will carry home this island in his pocket and give it his son for an apple.
The toss of pearls but in the sea bring forth more islands.
Aye.
Why, a good time.
Sir, we were just talking that our garments seem now as fresh as when we were at Tunis, at the marriage of your daughter, who is now queen.
And the rarest that ever came there.
Babe, I beseech you, widow Dido.
Oh, widow Dido, I widow Dido.
Is not, sir, my doublet as fresh as the first day I wore it? I mean, in a sort.
That sort was well fished for.
When I wore it at your daughter's marriage.
You crammed these words into my ear against the stomach of my sense. Would I had never married my daughter there. For coming thence, my son is lost. And in my rage she too, who is so far from Italy removed, I ne'er again shall see her. O thou, mine heir of Naples and of Milan, what strange fish hath made his meal on thee?
Sir, he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him and ride upon their backs. He trod the water whose enmity was on the side, and breasted the surge more swollen than met him. His bold head o'er the contentious waves he kept, and oared himself with his good arms and lusty stroke to the shore, which o'er his wave bore basis spouter, stooping to relieve him. I've no doubt he came alive to land.
No, he's gone.
Sir, you have yourself to thank for this great loss that would not bless our Europe with your daughter, but rather lose her to an African, where she at least is banished from your eye that had cause to wet the grief on it.
Prithee, peace.
You were kneeled to and importuned otherwise by all of us. The fair soul herself weighed between obedience and loathness, at which end the beam should bow. You have lost your son, I fear, forever. Milan and Naples have more widows in them of this business making than we bring men to comfort them. The fault's your own.
So's the dearest of the lost.
Lord, Sebastian, the truth you speak doth lack some gentleness and time to speak it in. You rub the sore when you should bring the plaster.
Terrible.
Most chargingly.
It is foul weather and it's all good, sir. When you are cloudy.
Foul weather.
Very foul.
Had I plantation of this isle, my lord,
He'd soda with nettle seed.
Or docks or mallows.
and were the king on it, what would I do?
Escape being drunk for want of wine.
In the Commonwealth, I would, by contraries, execute all things. For no kinds of traffic would I admit. No name of magistrate, letters should not be known, riches, poverty, and use of service, none. Contract, succession, born, bounded land, tilth, vineyard, none. No use of metal, corn, or wine, or oil. No occupation, all men idle, all, and women too, but innocent and pure. No sovereignty.
Yet he would be king on it.
The latter end of his commonwealth forgets the beginning.
All things in common nature should produce without sweat or endeavor. Treason, felony, sword, pike, knife, gun, or need of any engine would I not have, but nature should bring forth of its own kind. All poison, all abundance, to feed my innocent people.
What no marrying among the subjects.
No, sir, all idle, whores and knaves.
I would with such perfection, sir, to excel the golden age.
God save his majesty.
Long live Gonzalo!
And do you mark me, sir?
I prithee, peace. Thou dost talk nothing to me.
I do well believe, your highness, and did it diminish their occasion to these gentlemen, who are of such sensible and nimble lungs that they always use to laugh at nothing.
'Twas you we laughed at.
Who in this kind of merry fooling am nothing to you. So you may continue and laugh at nothing still.
What a blow is there given?
Had it not fallen flat long.
You are gentlemen of brave metal. You would lift the moon at her spear, she would continue it in 5 weeks without changing.
We would, and then go back foul.
Nay, good my lord, be not angry.
No, I warrant you, I will not adventure my discretion so weakly. Will you laugh me asleep? I am very heavy.
Go sleep and hear us.
What? Also soon asleep? I wish my eyes would, with my thoughts, shut up themselves.
I find they are inclined to do so. But sir, do not omit the heavy offer of it. It seldom visits sorrow, and when it doth, it is a comforter.
We too, my lord, will guard your person while you take your rest and watch your safety.
Thank you. Wondrous. Heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
It is the quality of the climate.
Why doth it not then our island sing? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I, my spirits are nimble. They fell together all as by consent, and they dropped as by a thunderstroke. What might, worthy Sebastian, oh, what might? No more, yet methinks I see it in thy face. What should be the occasion? Speak thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What, art thou waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do, and surely it is a sleepy language, and thou speakst out of thy sleep. What is it thou didst say?
This is a strange repose, to be fast asleep with eyes wide open, standing, speaking, moving, and yet so fast asleep.
Noble Sebastian, thou lets thy fortune sleep. Die, rather. Wings while thou art waking.
I just snore distinctly. There's meaning in thy snores.
I am more serious than my custom. You should be too, if he me which do troubles they o'er.
Well, I'm standing water.
I'll teach you how to flow.
Do so to ebb, hereditary sloth instructs me.
Oh, if you but knew how you the purpose cherish while thus you mock it, how in stripping it you more invest it. Ebbing men indeed most often do so near the bottom run by their own fear or sloth.
Prithee, say on. The setting of thine eye and cheek proclaim a matter from thee, and a birth indeed which throws thee much to yield.
Thus, sir, although this lord of weak remembrance, this who shall be of his little memory when he is earth hath here almost persuaded. For he's a spirit of persuasion, only professes to persuade the king his sons alive. 'Tis impossible that he is undrowned, and he that sleeps here swims.
I have no hope that he's undrowned.
Oh, I bet no hope, but great hope have you. No hope is another way so high, a hope that ambition cannot pierce the link beyond without discovery there. Will you bear with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
And who's the next heir of Naples?
Clarabelle.
She that is Queen of Tunis. She that dwells 10 leagues beyond man's life. She that from Naples can have no note, unless the sun repose, the man the moon's too slow. Until newborn chins be rough and razorable. She that from whom we all were sea swallowed, though sun passed again. And by that destiny to perform an act where what's past is prologue, what's to come, and yours and my discharge.
Such is this, how say you? 'Tis true my brother's daughter is Queen of Tunis, so is she heir of Naples, twixt which regions there is some space.
The space is every cubit seems to cry out, how shall thy Clarabelle measure us back to Naples? Keep in Tunis and let Sebastian wait. Say this were death that now has seized them. Why, they were no worse than now they are. There be that can rule Naples as well as he that sleeps. Lords that can praise amply and unnecessarily as this Gonzalo. I myself can make a chop this deep chat. Oh, that you bore the mind that I do, what a sleeper this for your advancement. Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
And how does your content tender your own good fortune?
I remember you did supplant your brother, Prospero.
True. And look how well my garments are upon me, much feeder than before. My brother's servants were then my fellows, now they are my men.
But for your conscience.
Aye, sir, where lies that? If 'twere a cod, it would put me to my slipper, but I feel not this deity in my bosom. 20 consciences stand twixt me and me, then candied be they, and melt where they molest. Here lies your brother, no better than the ground on which he lies. If he were that which now he's like, that's dead. Whilst I with this obedient steal 3 inches of it can lay to sleep forever. Whilst you doing thus the perpetual wick of this ancient morsel, this Sir Prudence who should not upgrade our course. For all the rest, they'll take suggestion as a cat laps milk. They'll tell the business at any clock we say befits the hour.
Thy case, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou gott's meal, and I'll come by Naples. Draw thy sword. One stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou canst, and I, the king, shall not free.
Draw together. And when I rear my hands, you like to follow Gonzalo.
But one word.
My master, through his artifice, sees the danger that you, his friend, are in, and sends me forth, or else his project dies to keep them living. While you here do snoring lie, open thy conspiracy, his time doth take. If of life you keep a care, shake off slumber and beware. Awake, awake.
Then let us both be sudden.
Now, good angels, preserve the king!
Sir, what? Right, how now?
Oh, wait! Why are you drawn? Wherefore this ghastly looking?
What's the matter?
Whiles we stood here securing your repose, even now we heard a hollow burst of bellowing as if 'twere bulls, or rather lions. It struck my ear most terribly. Did not wake you. I heard nothing.
'Twas a din to fright a monster's ear to start an earthquake. Sure it was the roar of a whole herd of lions.
Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Upon mine honor, sir, I heard a humming, and that a strange one, too, which did awake me. I shaked you, sir, and cried. As mine eyes opened, I saw their weapons drawn. There was a noise, that's verily. 'Tis best we stand upon our guard, or that we quit this place. Let's draw our weapons.
Leave off this ground. Let's make further search for my poor son.
Heavens, keep him from these beasts, for he is sure in the island.
Lead away.
Prospero, my lord, shall know what I have done.
So, king, go safely on to seek thy son.
All the infections that the sun sucks up.
From bogs,
Then, flat on Prosper fall and make him by inch meal a disease.
his spirits hear me.
And yet I need takes me into madness. Look, now, look! Here comes the spirit of his, and to torment me for bringing wood in slowly. All flat!
Perchance he will not mind me.
Here's another bush, nor shrub, to bear off any weather at all, and another storm brewing. I hear it sing in the wind. On same black cloud, yon huge one is like a foul bonfire that would shed his liquor. If it should thunder as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. Now the same cloud cannot choose, but fall by pailfuls. What have we here? Man? Or a fish? Dead or alive? Oh, a fish! He smells like a fish. A very ancient and fish-like smell. Strange fish. Were I in England now, as once I was, and had but this fish painted, not a holiday fool there but would give a piece of silver. There would this monster make a man, eh? Any strange beast there makes a man. When they will look at a Deutsch to relieve a lame beggar, they will lay out 10 to see a dead Indian. Legs like a man, and its fins like arms. Warm, oh my troth! I do now let loose my opinion. Hold it no longer. This is no fish. But an islander that I've lately suffered by a thunderbolt. Alas, the storm has come again. My best way is to creep under his gabardine. There is no other shelter hereabout. Misery acquaints a man with a strange bedfellow. I will here shroud till the dregs of the storm be past.
I shall die more to sea. I shall die sure. Is this scurvy too sing advance funeral? Here's my comfort. The master, the swabber, the boatswain, and I, the gunner and his mate, loved Mo, Meg, and Marian, and Marjorie, but none of us cared for Kate. She had a tongue of the tang, would cry to a sailor, go hang. She loved not the savor of tar nor of pitch. She had a tailor might scratch her where she did it. Let us see, boys, and let her go hang. Here's my comfort.
You're not tormenting me! Oh!
What's the matter? Have we devils here? I have not escaped drowning to be feared now of your forelegs. For it hath been said, as proper man as everyone on four legs cannot make him give ground. It shall be said to obey most definite breeze of the nostrils.
The spirit torments me. Oh!
This is some monster of the isle with four legs who hath got, as I take it, an ague. Where the devil should learn our language? I will give him some relief if it be but for that. If I can get to Naples with him and keep him tame, he's a present for any emperor that ever trod on these leathers.
Do not torment me, prithee, I'll bring my widow faster.
He's in his fit now and does not talk after the wisest. He shall taste my bottle. They never doth blind forward, but neither remove his fit.
Thou dost me up a little hurt, thou wilt anon, I know it by thy trembling. Now prosper worse upon thee.
Come on your ways, open your mouth. Is that whose language do you cat? Open your mouth. This will shake your shaking, I can tell you, and soundly. retract. Full wine in my bottle will recover his ague. I will help this monster. Come, amen. I will pour some in thy other mouth. Stefano! Doth thy other mouth call me? Mercy, mercy, this is the devil, and no monster, I will eat him.
Stefano, thou beest Stefano, touch me and speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afeared, thy good friend Trinculo.
Thou beest Trinculo, come forth. I'll hold you by thy lesser legs. Many Trinculo's legs these are, they. Oh, that was very Trinculo indeed. Oh, how camest thou to be the siege of this moon calf? Any bent Trinculos?
I took him to be killed with a thunderstroke. Art thou not drowned, Stefano?
I hope thou art not drowned.
Is the storm overblowing? I hid me under the dead moon calf's gabardine for fear of the storm.
And art thou living, Stefano?
No, Stefano!
Oh, really, do not turn me about. My stomach's not constant.
Fine things, and if they be not spirits, that's a brave god and their celestial liquor. I will kneel to him!
How didst thou escape? How camest thou hither? Swear by this bottle how thou camest hither. I escaped on blood of sacrifice. This heathen aboard.
I'll swear upon that bottle to be thy true subject, for the liquor is not earthly.
Here, swear thou escapest.
Swum to shore, man, like a duck. I can swim like a duck.
Oh, yes, well, thou canst swim like a duck, thou art made like a goose.
Oh, Stefano, hast any more of this?
The whole butt, man. My cellar is a rock by the seaside where my wine is hid. How does mine aid you?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
How the moon I do assure thee? How does the man the moon time was?
Oh, I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee. My mistress showed me thee, and thy dog, and thy bush.
Swear that. Kiss the book. We'll furnish it anon with new contents. Swear.
Why, this good light, this is a very shallow monster. I have fear of him. A very weak monster. The man in the moon. A most poor, credulous monster. Well-drawn monster, in good sooth.
I'll show thee every fertile inch of the island, and I will kiss thy foot. I prithee, be my God!
He's a drunken monster. When God's asleep, he'll rob his ball.
I'll kiss thy foot, I'll swear myself thy subject.
Come on then. Down and swear.
I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster. A scurvy monster. I could find it in my heart to beat him.
Come. Kiss.
Was that the poor monster to drink? A abominable monster.
I'll show thee the best springs. I'll fish for thee, I'll pluck thee berries, and get thee wood enough.
A plague upon the tyrant that I serve, I'll bear him no more sticks.
But follow thee, thou wondrous man.
The most ridiculous monster to make a wonder of a poor drunkard.
Let me bring thee a crab's breath.
And I, with my long nails, will dig thee penguin.
Show thee a jay's nest, and instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset.
I'll bring thee to clustering filberts, and sometimes I'll get thee young sea mews from the rock. Wilt thou go with me?
I prithee, lead the way without any more talking. Trinculo, the king and our company else can drown. We will inherit here. Here, bear my body. We'll fill it by Trinculo.
Farewell, master.
Farewell.
A drunken monster. A poor monster.
No more time, nor fashion, firing at word. No sweet treasury, freedom, high day, high their labor, delight in them sets off. Some kinds of baseness are nobly undergone, and most poor matters point to rich ends. This my means would be as heavy to me as odious, but the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead and makes my labors pleasures. Oh, she is 10 times more gentle than her father's craft, and he's composed of harshness. I must remove some thousands of these logs and pile them up upon a sore injunction. My sweet mistress weeps when she sees me work and says, such baseness had never like executor. I forget, but these sweet thoughts do even refresh my labors. Most visiblest, when I do it.
Alas, now pray you, work not so hard. I but the lightning have burnt up those logs that you are enjoying to pile. Pray set it down and rest you. When this burns, 'twill weep for having wearied you. My father is hard at study. Pray now rest yourself. You saved these 3 hours.
No, dearest mistress. The sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do.
If you'll sit down, I'll wear your logs a while. Pray give me that. I'll carry it to the hut.
No, precious creature, I had rather crack my sinews, break my back, than you should such dishonor undergo while I sit lazy by.
It would become me as well as it does you, and I should do it with much more ease, for my good will is to it, and yours it is against.
Poor worm, thou art infected. This visitation shows it.
You look wearily.
No, noble mistress, 'tis fresh morning with me when you are by at night. I do chiefly that I might set it in my prayers. What is your name?
Miranda. Oh, my father, I broke your head to say so.
Admired Miranda. Indeed, the top of admiration, word what's dearest to the world. Full many a lady I have eyed with best regard, and many a time the harmony of their tongues hath into bondage brought my too diligent ear, for several virtues have I liked several women. Never so full-souled, but some defect in her did quarrel with the noblest grace she owed and put it to the foil. But you, oh you, so perfect and so fearless, are created of every creature's best.
I do not know one of my sex. No woman's face remember, save from my glass mine own, nor have I seen more than I may call men than you, good friend, you my dearest father. Creatures are abroad, I am skilless of, but by my modesty, the jewel in my dowry, I would not wish any companion in the world but you, nor can imagination form a shape beside yourself to like of, but I prattle something too hurriedly, and my father's precepts I therein do forget.
I am in my condition a prince, Miranda. I do think a king, not so. And would no more endure this wooden slavery than to suffer the flesh fly blow my mouth. Through my soul speak, the very instant that I saw you did my heart fly to your service. There resides to make me slave to it, and for your sake am I this patient log man.
Do you love me?
Oh heaven, oh earth, bear witness to this sound, and crown what I profess with kind event, if I speak true, if hollowly invert what best is boded me to mischief. I, beyond all limit of what else in the world, do love, prize, honor you.
I'm a fool to weep, but I am glad.
Fair encounter of two most rare affections. Heaven's rain grace on what breathes between. Wherefore weep you?
At mine unworthiness. I dare not offer what I desire to give, and much less take what I shall die to want. But this is trifling. All the more it seeks to hide itself. The bigger bulk it shows hints bashful cunning, and prompts me plain and holy innocence. I am your wife if you will marry me. Not have
My mistress, dearest, and I thus humble ever.
my husband then.
I, with a heart as willing as bond to arrow.
In line with my heart is. Well, farewell. Half an hour hence.
Thousand.
So glad of this as they I cannot be, who are surprised with all, but my rejoicing at nothing can be more. Out my book. Forget ere supper time must I perform much business after training.
monster! Why, thou debauched fish, thou! Was there ever a man alive that have drunk so much? Was there ever a man, a coward, that have drunk so much sack as I today? Will thou tell a monstrous lie, being but half a fish and half a monster?
Oh, he mocks me! Wilt thou let him, my lord?
Oh, Lord, quoth he, that a monster should be such unnatural.
Well, now again!
Right, I really.
Trinculo, stop thy mouth. If you prove of him near the next tree, the poor monster's my subject. Will not suffer indignity.
I thank my noble lord.
Wilt thou be pleased to hearken once again to the suit I made to thee?
Very will I. Near repeat it. I will stand, and so shall Trinculo.
As I told thee before, I am subject to a sorcerer, a tyrant.
That's why his cunning hath cheated me of the island.
Thou liest.
Thou liest, thou jesting monkey, thou! I would my valiant master would destroy thee.
I do not lie.
Trinculo, trouble any Lord's tail, and by this hand I will split some of your teeth.
I said nothing.
Among them and no more. Proceed.
I said, by sorcery he got this island.
From me he got it.
If thy greatness will revenge it on him.
For I know thou darest.
But this thing dare not.
Thou shalt be lord of it, and I'll serve thee.
How now shouldst be compassed? Canst thou bring me to the party?
Yea, yea, my noble lord, I'll yield him thee asleep, where thou mayst knock a nail unto his head.
Thou liest, thou canst not. What a high nitty's this, thou scurvy patch! I do beseech thy greatness, give him blow to take his bottle from him. When that song he shall drink not but thrive, for all that shall him where his white fresh is on.
Trinculo, run into no further danger. Interrupt the monster one word further, and I'll turn my mercy outdoors and make a stockfish of thee.
Why, what did I? I did nothing. I'll go farther off.
Does thou not say he lied?
Thou liest.
Do I so? Take thou that. Oh! As you like it. Give me the lie of the time.
I did not give the lie. How are thy wits in bearing to? A pox on your bottle. This can sack and drinking do. I'm a monster. And the devil take your fingers.
Forward with your tail. Prithee, stand farther off.
Beat him enough. After a little time I'll beat him too.
Stand farther. Come, proceed.
As I told thee before, 'tis to comfort with him in the afternoon to sleep. There thou mayst brain him, having first seized his books.
Or with a long batter his skull, or punch him with a stake, or cut his weasand with thy knife.
Remember, first possess his books, for without them he is but a sot as I am, nor hath not one spirit to command.
They all do hate him as rootedly as I.
Burn but his books.
He has brave utensils, for so he calls them, which when he has a house he'll deck with all. And that most deeply to consider is the beauty of his daughter.
He himself calls her nonpareil.
I never saw a woman but Sycorax my damned she. But she as far surpasseth Sycorax as greatest does least.
Is it so brave a lass?
Aye, my lord, she will become thy bed, I warrant, and bring thee forth brave brood.
Monster, I will kill this man, whose daughter and I shall be king and queen, save our princes, and thyself and Trinculo viceroys. Dost thou like the plot, Trinculo?
Excellent.
Give me thy hand. I am sorry I beat thee, but while thou livest, keep a good tongue in thy head.
Within this half hour will he be asleep. Wilt thou destroy him then?
Aye, on mine honor.
This will I tell my master.
Thou makest me merry, I am full of pleasure. Let us be jocund. Will you told the catch you told me the while ere?
And thy request, monster, I will do reason. Come, Trinculo. Let's.
That's not the tune.
What does this say?
This is the tune of our march. Played by the picture of nobody.
Thou beest a man, show thyself in thy likeness. Thou beest a devil, take as thou list.
Oh, forgive me my sins!
He that dies pays all debts. I defy thee. Oh, mercy upon us.
again.
And then in dreaming the clouds methought would open and show riches ready to drop upon me.
That when I waked, I cried to dream again.
This will prove a brave kingdom to me, where I shall have my music for nothing.
When Prospero is destroyed.
It shall be by and by. I remember the story.
The sound is going away. Let's follow it after to our work.
Lead, monster will follow. When the seat is taper, lays it on.
Will come. I'll follow Stefano.
I can go no further, sir. My old bones ache. Here is a maze trodden deep through fortrights and meanders. By your patience I needs must rest.
Oh Lord, I cannot blame me, who am myself attached with weariness to the dulling of my spirit. Sit down and rest. Even here will I put off my hope and keep it no longer for my flatterer. He is drowned, who must we stray to find, and the sea mocks our frustrate search on land. Well, let him go.
I am right glad he's so out of bones. Do not for wonder, Pulse, forgo the purpose that you resolved to effect.
The next advantage we will take thoroughly.
Let it be tonight, for now they are pressed with travel. They cannot nor will not use such vigilance as when they are fresh.
I say tonight, no more. What harm? Give us kind keepers, heavens, what were these? A living drollery. Now will I believe that there are unicorns, that in Arabia there is one tree, the phoenix, thrown a phoenix at this hour reigning there.
I'll believe both, and what is else when credit come to me, I'll swear 'tis true. Travelers there they lie, though those at home condemn them.
If in Naples I should report this now, would they believe me? If I should say I saw such islanders, for certes these are people of the island who, though they are of monstrous shape, yet know they are of more gentle kind than of our human generation. You shall find many, nay, almost any.
I cannot too much muse. Such shape, such gesture, and such sound, expressing, though they want the use of tongue, a most excellent dumb discourse.
Praise in departing.
They vanished strange. No matter, since they've left their viands behind for weak of stomachs. Will it please you taste of what is here?
Not I.
Faith, sir, you need not fear. When we were boys, who would believe that there were mountaineers, dew-lapped like bulls, whose throats had hanging out of wallets of flesh, or that there were such men whose heads stood in their breasts, which now we find each pair out of 5 for one will bring us good warrant of.
Well, I will stand to and feed, although my last, no matter, since I feel the best is past. Brother, my lord the Duke, stand to, and do as we.
You are free men of sin, whom destiny that hath to instrument this lower world, and what is in it, the never surfeited sea, hath caused to belch up you. And on this island, where man doth not inhabit you, most men being most unfit to live, I have made you mad, and even with such like valor men hang and drown their proper selves. You fools!
I and my fellows are ministers of fate. The elements of whom your swords are tempered may as well wound the loud winds, or with being mocked at stabs kill the still closing waters, as diminish one dow that's in my plume. My fellow ministers are like invulnerable. If you could hurt, your swords are now too massy for your strengths, and will not be uplifted.
But remember, for that's my business to you, that you 3 from Milan did supplant good Prospero, exposed unto the sea which hath requited him and his innocent child, for which foul deed the powers delaying, not forgetting.
having sent the seas and shores, yea, all the creatures against your peace. Thee of thy son Alonso they have bereft, and do pronounce by me lingering perdition worse than any death can be at once. Shall step by step attend you in your ways, whose wrath to guard you from, which here in this most desolate isle else falls upon your heads, is nothing but heart sorrow and a clear life ensuing.
Bravely the figure of this harpy hast thou performed, my Ariel, of grace it had devouring. Of my instructions hast thou nothing bated what thou hast to say. So with good life and observation strange, my lunar ministers their several kinds are done. My high charms work, and these mine enemies are all knit up in their distractions. They are in my power. And in these fits I leave them to visit young Ferdinand, whom they supposed is drowned, and his and my loved darling.
In the name of something holy, sir, why stand you in this strange stare?
Oh, it is monstrous, monstrous. Methought the billows spoke and told me of it. The winds did sing it to me, and the thunder, that deep and dreadful organ pipe, pronounced the name of Prosper. Did base my trespass. Therefore my son in the ooze is bedded, and I'll seek him deeper than e'er plummet sounded, and with him there lie mudded. But one fiend at a time I'll fight their legions o'er.
I'll be thy second.
All three of them are desperate. Their great guilt, like poison given to work a great time after, now begins to bite the spirits. I beseech you that are of suppler joints, follow them swiftly and hinder them from what this ecstasy may now provoke them to.
Follow, I pray you.
If I appear too austerely punished, your compensation makes amends, for I have given you here a third of mine own life, but that for which I live, which once again I tender to thy hand. All thy vexations were but trials of thy love, and thou hast strangely stood the test. Here afford heaven, I ratify this my rich gift. Oh, Ferdinand, do not smile at me that I boast of her so, for thou shalt soon find she will outstrip all praise, and make it halt behind her.
I do believe it against an oracle.
Then, as my gift and thine own acquisition worthily purchased, take my daughter. But if thou dost break her virgin not before all sanctimonious ceremonies with full and holy rite be ministered, no dispersion until the heavens unfold to make this contract or bear sour-eyed disdain and misfortune. If we so nobly, you shall hate it both. Therefore take heed.
As I hope for quiet days, fair issue, and long life with such love as 'tis now, the murkiest and the most opportune place, the strong suggestion our worster genius can, shall never melt mine honor into lust to take away the edge of that day's celebration, when I shall think or Phoebus' steeds are foundered or night kept chained below.
Fairly spoke. Sit then and talk. She is thine own. What, my industrious servant Ariel?
What would my good master? Here I am.
Thou and thy meaner fellows last service did worthily perform, and I must use you in yet another trick. Go, bring the rebel, or where I give thee power over. Incite them to this place. I must bestow upon the eyes of this young couple some vanity of mine art. It is my promise, and they expect it from me.
Presently,
I, with a twink.
before you can say, come and go, and breathe twice and cry.
So, each one tripping on his toe.
We'll be here with mop and mow.
Do you love me, master?
No?
Dearly, my delicate Ariel, do not approach till thou hast heard me call.
Well, I can see.
Look, thou be true! Do not skip dalliance too much the rain. The strongest oaths are strong to the fire and the blood. Be more abstemious, or else good night your vow.
I warrant you, sir, the white cold virgin snow upon my heart abates the ardor of my liver.
Ceres' most bounteous lady, thy rich lees of wheat, rye, barley, vetches, oats, and peas, thy banks with peonade and twilled brings, which spongy April at thy hesped trims, where thou thyself dost fare. The queen of the sky, whose watery arch and messenger am I, bids thee lead things, and with her sovereign grace here on this grass plot, in this very place to come and sport. Her peacocks fly amain. Approach, rich Ceres, her to entertain.
Hail, many-colored messenger, that ne'er dost disobey the wife of Jupiter, who with thy saffron wings upon my flowers diffuses honey drops. Why hath thy queen summoned me hither to this short-grass tree?
Contract of true love to celebrate, and some donation freely to the state on the blessed lovers.
Highest queen of state, great Juno comes. I know her by her gait.
How does my bounteous sister? Go with me to bless this twain, that they may prosperous be, and honored in their issue. Honor, riches, marriage blessing, long continuance and increasing. Earthly joys be still upon you. Juno sings her blessings upon you.
Earth's increase and poison plenty, barns and garners never empty. Vines and clustering plant branches growing, plants with goodly birth and mowing. Spring come to you at the farthest, in the very end of harvest. Scarcity and want shall shun you. Ceres' blessing, so is on you.
This is a most majestic vision and harmonious charmingly. May I be bold to think these spirits which I have called from their confines to enact my present fancies. Let me live here ever, so rare a wondered father and wife makes this place fair.
Sweet, now silence! I have forgot the foul conspiracy of the beast Caliban and his confederates against my life. The minute of their plot has almost come.
This is strange, your father's in some passion that works him strongly.
Never till this day saw I him touched with anger so distinct.
You do look, my son, in a moved sort, as if you were dismayed. Be cheerful. Our revels now are ended, and these actors, as I foretold, were spirits, and have melted into air, into thin air. And like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous houses, the solemn tempest, the great globe itself, all thou shalt inherit, shall dissolve, and like this insubstantial pageant fade, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. Sir, I am vexed. Be not disturbed by my infirmity, my old brain which troubles. If you please, retire into my cell and there repose. A turn or two I'll walk, still my beating mind.
We wish your peace.
Come with the thought. I thank thee, Ariel, come.
Thy thoughts I cleave to.
What's thy pleasure?
Spirit, you must prepare to meet the beast Caliban and his confederates. Where wilt thou last leave these varlets?
I told you, sir.
They were red hot with drinking, so full of valor that they smote the air for breathing in their faces.
Beat the ground for kissing of their feet.
Yet always bending toward their projects.
So I beat my tabor,
At which, like unbacked colts, they pricked their ears.
advanced their eyes, lifted up their noses as they smelt music.
So I charmed their ears that calf like they my low and fall.
Through-toothed briars, sharp furs, they
prickling gore.
and thorns, which entered their frail shins.
At last I left them in a filthy mental pool beyond your cell.
They're dancing up to the chin, that the foul lake or stunk their feet.
This was done well, my bird. Thy shape invisible retained. The trumpery in my house, bring it hither, for stale to catch these thieves.
I go, I go.
A devil, a born devil whose nature nurture could never stick. My pains humanely taken, lost, all lost, quite lost. And as with age his body uglier grows, and so his mind canvas. I will plague them all, even to roaring, hang them on the line.
Brave, you tread softly like a blind bull may not hear a footfall.
So is mine. Do you hear, monster? If I should take this pleasure against you, look you!
Thou art but a lost monster. Good, my lord, give me thy favor still, for the prize I'll bring thee to shall hoodwink this mischance. Therefore, speak softly, all's hushed as midnight yet. But to lose our bottles and the pool!
There's not only disgrace and dishonor. But an infinite loss!
And my wedding, yet this is your harmless buried,
I will fetch off my bottle that I will years my labor.
Prithee, my king, be quiet. Seest thou here? This is the mouth of the cell. No noise but enter.
Do that good mischief which may make this island thine own forever. And I thy Caliban, for I thy footlicker.
Give me that hand. I do begin to have bloody thoughts.
Oh, King Stefano! Oh, here! Oh, worthy Stefano! See what a wardrobe here is for thee!
Let it alone now, fool, it is but trash!
Oh, Monsieur, we know what belongs to a frippery. King Stefano.
Put that gown off, Trinculo. By this time I'll have that gown.
Thy grace shall have it.
The dropsy drown this fool.
What do you mean to dote thus on such luggage, let alone to do the murder first?
If he awake from toe to ground, filler skin and pitches, make a strange stuff.
Be quiet, monster.
I will have none.
We shall lose our time and all return to barnacles, or to apes with foreheads villainous fool!
Monster. Helped by the swear my cups and wine is out of my kingdom. Go to. Carry this.
And this.
Hi, and this.
High mountain Don't taunt my goblins that I grind their joints with dry convulsions, shore not their suins with aged crabs, make them more pinch-spotted than carve a cat a mountain.
Hark, they roar.
Let them be hunted soundly. At this hour lie at my mercy all mine enemies, and shortly shall my labors end. Thou shalt have the air of freedom for little follow, and do me service. My projects now gather to the head, my charms crack not, my spirits obey, and time goes upright with its carriage. How's the day?
On the 6th hour, which time, my lord?
You said our work should cease.
I did say so when first I raised the Tempest. Say, spirit, how fares the king and his followers?
Confined together in the same fashion as you gave in charge. All prisoners, sir, just as you left them. They cannot budge till your release.
The king, his brother, and yours abide all three distracted, and remain in mourning over them, brimful of sorrow and dismay.
But chiefly, him that you termed, sir, the good old Lord Gonzalo. His tears run down his beard like winter's drops from eaves of breeze.
Your charm so strongly works him that were you now to behold them, your afflictions would become tender.
Dost thou think so, spirit?
Mine would, sir, were I human.
And mine shall. Hast thou which art but air, a touch, a feeling of their afflictions, and myself, one of their own kind, that relish sharply of passions as they, be kindlier moved than thou art? Though their high wrongs I am struck to the quick, yet with my nobler reason gainst my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. They being penitent, the sole drift of my purpose doth not extend a frown further. Go, release them. My charms I'll break, their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves.
I'll fetch them, sir.
Ye elves of hills, brooks, standing lakes, and groves. You dimmy poppets who by moonshine do the green sour ringlets make, and you whose time it is to make midnight mushrooms by whose aid? Weak masters though ye be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds entwixt the green sea, and as it bolts at roaring war, to the dread rattling thunder have I given fire, and graves at my command wait their sleepers oat, and let them forth by my so potent art. But this rough magic I hear abjured, and when I have acquired some heavenly music, as even now I do to work mine in upon their senses, which this airy charm is for, I'll break my staff, buried certain fathoms beneath the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book. A solemn air, and the best comforter to an unsettled fancy's, cure thy brains, now useless, boiled in thy skull. There stand, you are spell stopped. Holy Gonzalo, honorable man, mine eye even sociable to the show of thine full fellowy drops. My charm dissolves apace, and as the morning steals upon the night, so their rising senses begin to chase the ignorant fumes that mantle their clear reason. Oh, good Gonzalo, my true preserver and a loyal sir, to him thou followest, I'll pay thy graces home both in word and deed. Most cruelly did thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. Thy brother was a furtherer in the act. Thou art pinched for it, Sebastian. Flesh and blood, you, brother mine, entertained ambition, expelled remorse in nature, whom with Sebastian, whose inward pinches were most strong, would have killed your king. I do forgive thee, unnatural though thou art. Their senses begin to fill the shores that now lie foul and muddy. Not one of them that would look on me or would know me. Ariel, fetch the hat and rapier from my cell, and I'll discase me presently, as I sometime knew it. Quickly, spirit, with diligence, thou shalt ere long be free.
Where the bee sucks, there sunk I, in a cowslips bell I lie. There I catch when owls do cry, on the bat's back I do fly. After summer shall I live now, merrily, merrily.
My delicate Ariel, I shall miss thee, but thou shalt be free. So. To the king's ship, invisible as thou art, the mariners being asleep under the hatches, the master and the boatswain being awake, enforce them to this place, and presently, I pray thee,
I drink the air before me, and return or air your pulse twice each.
Torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement inhabits here. Some heavenly power guide us out of this fearful country.
Behold, Sir King, the wronged Duke of Milan, for more assurance that a living prince does speak to thee, I embrace thy body, and bid thee and thy company a hearty welcome.
Whether thou beest he or no, or some enchanted trifle to abuse me as late I have been, I not know. Thy pulse beats as of flesh and blood. And since I saw thee, the affliction of my mind amends, with which I feel a madness held me. This must crave, and if this be at all, a most strange story. Thy dukedom I resign, and do entreat thou pardon me my wrongs. But how should Prospero be living, and be here?
First, noble friend, let me embrace thine age, whose honor cannot be measured or confined.
Whether this be or be not, I'll not swear.
But 'tis so, some subtleties of the isle that will not let you believe things so. Welcome, my friends, all. But you, my grace of lords, were I so minded, I could hear His Highness's frown upon you, and justify you traitors. At this time, I will tell no tales.
Devil speaks in him.
No. You, most wicked sir, whom to call brother would even infect my mouth, I do forgive thee thy rankest faults, all of them, and require my dukedom of thee, as perforce I know thou must, restored.
If thou beest Prospero, give us particulars of thy preservation. How thou hast met us here, who 3 hours since were wrecked upon this shore, where I have lost. How sharp the point of this remembrance is. My dear son, Ferdinand.
I am woeful, sir.
Irreparable is the loss. The patient says it is past her cure.
I do not think you have sought her help, for I, the like lost, have her sovereign aid, and rest myself content.
You the like lost.
I have lost my daughter.
Oh, heavens. Oh, a daughter, that they were living both in Naples, the king and queen there. How that they were, I wish myself were mudded in that oozy bed where now my son lies. When did you lose your daughter?
In this last tempest. I do think at this encounter these lords do devour their reason. But know, however, that I am Prospero, that very duke who was thrust forth of Milan, and on this island where we were met, was landed to be lord on it. No more of this, which is a chronicle of a day by day, not a relation for breakfast or befitting this first meeting. Welcome, my friends. This sells my court. Here I have few attendants and none abroad. I pray you again. As you have given me my dukedom again, I will requite of you as good a thing, at least bring forth a wonder, to content ye as much as me my dukedom.
Sweet lord, you play me false.
No, my dearest love, I would not for the world.
Yes, for a score of kingdoms you should reign, and I would call it fair play.
If this prove a vision of the island, one dear son will I twice lose. Most high miracle.
Oh, I have cursed them without cause. Now all the blessings of a glad father compass thee about. Arise, and say how thou camest here.
Oh, wonder! How many goodly creatures are there here? How beauteous mankind is! How brave new world that has such people in it!
It is new to thee.
Who is this maid with whom thou wilt to play? Your eldest acquaintance cannot be 3 hours. If she the goddess that hath severed us and brought us thus together.
Sir, she is mortal, but by immortal providence she's mine. I chose her when I could not ask my father for his advice, nor thought I had one. She is daughter to this famous Duke of Milan, of whom so often I have heard renowned, but never saw before, of whom I have received a second life, and second father this lady makes him to me.
I am hers. But oh, how oddly it will sound that I must ask my child forgiveness.
Sir, sir, stop. Do not burthen your remembrance with a heaviness that's gone.
I have inly wept or should have spoke ere this. Look down, you gods, and on this couple drop a blessed crown, for it is you that have chalked forth the way which brought us hither.
I say amen, Gonzalo.
Was Milan thrust from Milan that his issue should become kings of Naples? Oh, rejoice beyond a common joy, and set it down with gold on lasting pillars. In one voyage did Claribel her husband find in Tunis, and Ferdinand her brother found a wife where he himself was lost. Prospero his dukedom in a poor isle, and all of us ourselves, when no man was his own.
Give me your hands. Let grief and sorrow still embrace his heart that doth not wish you joy.
Be it so. Amen. Oh, look, sir. Look, sir, here's more of us. I prophesied if a gallows were on land, this fellow could not drown. Now, blasphemy that swears grace overboard, not an oath on shore. Hast thou no mouth by land? What is the news?
The best news is that we have safely found our king and company. The next, our ship, which but 3 glasses since we gave our split, is tight and yar and as bravely rigged as when we first put out to sea.
Sir, all this service have I done since I went.
My tricksy spirit.
These are not natural events. They strengthen from strange to stranger. Say, how came you hither?
I did think, sir, I were well awake, I'd strive to tell you. We were dead of sleep, and how we know not all clapped under hatches. But even now with strange and several noises of roaring, shrieking, howling, jingling chains, and more diversity of sounds, all horrible, we were awaked. Straightway at liberty were we, in all her trim, freshly beheld our royal good and gallant ship, our master, capering to either. In a dream, we were divided from them and were brought moping hither.
Was it well done? Bravely, my diligence, thou shalt be free.
This is a strange amaze as airmen trod, and there is in this business more than nature was ever conduct of. Some oracle must rectify our knowledge.
Sir, my liege, do not infest your mind on beating on this strange business. At leisure, which shall be shortly, single, I'll resolve you every these happened accidents. Till then, be cheerful, and think each thought well. Come hither, spirit. Set Caliban and his confederates free, untie the spell. How fares, my gracious sir? There are soon of your company that have gone missing. Some few odd lads you remember not.
Every man ship for all the rest. Let no man take credit for himself, for all is but fortune. Coraggio, bully monster.
Coraggio. If these be true spies which I wear in my head, here's a goodly sight.
Oh, sad to boast. These be brave spirits indeed.
How fine my master is.
I'm afraid he will chastise me.
What things are these, my lord Antonio? Will money buy them?
Very like one is a fresh fish and no doubt marketable.
Mark but the bags of these men, and say if they be true. This mishappened knave, his mother was a witch, and one so strong that controlled the moon, make flows and ebbs, and deal at her command without her power. These three have robbed me, and this demi-devil, but he's a bastard one, have plotted with them to take my life. These two you must know and own, this thing of darkness I acknowledge mine.
I shall be pinched to death.
Is not this Stefano, my drunken butler? Where had he won? And Trinculo is reeling right. Where should they find this grand liquor that hath gilded him? How camest thou in this pickle?
I have been in such a pickle since I saw you last that I fear you will never out my bones. I shall not fear fly blowing.
Why, how now, Stefano?
Touch me not. I'm not stepping over the cramp.
You be king of the isle, sirrah.
I should have been a sore one then.
This is a strange thing as e'er I've looked at.
He is as disproportionate in his manners as in his shape. Go, sirrah, to my cell. Take with you your companions. As you look to have my pardon, trim it handsomely.
Aye, that I will. And I'll be wise hereafter and seek for grace.
What a thrice double ass was I to take this drunkard for a god and worship this
Dull fool! Go to, away.
Hence, and bestow your luggage where you found it. Or stole it, rather.
Your Highness, I invite you and your train to my poor cell for this one night. And in the morn, I'll take you to your ship and then to Naples, where then I hope to see the dear beloved of ours, solemnized. And then me to my Milan, where every third thought shall be my grave.
I long to hear the story of your life, which must take the ear strangely.
I'll deliver all, and promise you calm seas, auspicious gales, and sails so expeditious that they'd catch a royal fleet far off. Ariel, my chick, this is thy charge, and then to the elements be free. Fare thee well. If it please you, draw near. Now my charms are well thrown, and what strength I have mine own, which is most faint, 'tis true. I must be here confined by you, or sent to Naples. Let me not, since I my dukedom got, and pardoned the deceiver, dwell on this bare island by your spell, but release me from my bands by the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you your crimes would pardoned be, let your indulgence set me free.